How you doing? ¿Todo bien? Sí, papi, sí. Estás trabajando como siempre, como siempre. Casting, papi, casting. Como siempre. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Whew, it is Creator. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Red Protoss player, the Red Protoss himself, the ex-military Protoss. It is Zoun. As the PvP is upon us, here we go. Again, Zoun, he has been looking very impressive as of late. If you've been watching his matches over the past couple of weeks, you would have seen Zoun take down players like Clem, take down players like Björn in the most recent show matches, featuring the Enki Pro Series or even the Little Fairy or the Fairy Cup as well. Zoun has been a beast against Terran, but what about against Protoss? That is the question. What about his PvP? I would say this is also a strong suit from Zoun. Creator has been less active. Creator, of course, he has been traveling, been on vacation, especially during the kind of end of December, beginning of January, coming into New Year's and Christmas. Creator did take some time off. Now he's back. And how does he compare? Glad to hear that. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Ojalá que todo te va bien as well. That everything's going well on your end. All is good in the hood. So now 2-gate opener out of Creator, likewise 2-gate opener out of Zoun. Standard openers for the time being here on Whispers of Gold, and from here we'll keep an eye on the initial two units. Do we open up double Stalker, double Adept, Stalker Sentry, or Sentry into expansion? What are we going for? Each pairing does lead into a very different kind of game state. Some openers more aggressive than others, some more greedy. Just waiting for the Cybercore. Likewise, both players, they confirm that there is no hidden pylon, there's no proxy, pylons are placed in the main, and here we go, Stalker Sentry versus Stalker Sentry. Standard openers from both players, we're just going to be settling in. Again, the reason why this is so common and why this is the meta of standard play in PvP is because, one, the Sentry has been buffed quite a bit over the past two patches, specifically in this matchup as well. The Sentry now is no longer a light unit, so it no longer takes bonus damage from Adepts and from Oracles. Likewise, does bonus damage to shields, and likewise, with the NG Overcharge, has more hallucination potential as well to scout. So it's just a really secure way to open, to defend, and to scout across the map with that hallucination. But now Pylon will block, will delay the expansion. Ooh, and Creator. What's going on? He does pivot back around with that probe, it does keep it hidden, and we might set up for either a proxy or just a rescout at the natural. We'll see what he has for us. Likewise, Zoun also scouting for any kind of shenanigans. There's the Pylon. Pylon gets placed. Zoun, he's checking, but just over on the wrong side. Barely does miss it. Expansions are on the way. Zoun going for a Twilight Council opener. And the hallucination will confirm. Does confirm the Twilight Council. Creator is aware. Likewise, Zoun also got a full scout. Zoun confirmed that there was no tech, and we can see it. It's here. It is going to be a gateway across the map instead. So a proxy gateway. Now, this does mean that Creator will have the larger army. It means that he can overwhelm. That here comes the aggressive warp in, and Creator, he should soon be pushing. And we'll see if Creator can overwhelm Zoun. Likewise, Zoun proxy Dark Shrine. Let's go! Dark Shrine is on the way. So proxy DTs out of Zoun. Meanwhile, it's just a straight up proxy out of Creator. And I'm a little bit concerned here that before we get to see Dark Templar, Zoun he may just be broken. He may just be broken here and now. Ooh, Glaive Adepts? Okay. Zoun, he's committing. He's crazy. As a Creator is pushing in. And again, he is up in Stalkers, 8-2. Now 8-3. And Creator, he might just have too much. Force fields, they do try to lock down the army. Boys are being pulled. Shield battery is targeted down. And no more shield battery. Decent catchy on 3 of these Stalkers, though. Does with, oh my god, he locks all of them down. The force fields, crazy. Despite being, it was 3-8. 3-8 Stalkers, and despite that, Zoun, he's holding, he's defending. It's going to cost him all these probes, though. 13 probes going down. And Creator, he has the robo. He has detection. Creator, he'll lose everything here, but he gets a massive worker lead, takes down 14 probes. And there's a potential for the Dark Shrine. But again, there's an observer. There is an observer. Creator, he should be fine against this. At least I should say he has the tools to defend. As he's keeping Zoun pinned back. He's keeping him pinned. Zoun cancels glaives, restarts blink. Oh, left chase in. Killed by the probes. Let's go. Here come the Dark Templar, just the one for now. Oh, sorry, the two. Waddling into the main. And where is the observer? Observer's across the map, out of position. Yes, a recall. Yes, a recall is making a probe as we speak. Workers are falling. So far, good damage here by Zoun. Going for the Artosis pylon. Uh-oh. He's going straight for the pylon. And it's going to be close. Clutch force field will save it. Getting more probe kills. Main army's pushing in towards that natural. The other DC is actually on hold position. But despite that, very nice force field. And he's just locking Creator down. GG gets caught. He gets pulled apart. And Zoun, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. I assumed that Creator would be fine because he had the Observer, he had the Robo, but the Observer was out of position. It was across the map. There was not enough energy for a recall, and with that, he was pulled completely out of position, and Zoun with the 1-2 punch, he dragged the army into the main base because of the Dark Templar, and he himself went to the natural, and he force fielded the ramp, and again, there was still no energy for that recall. Creator just pulled apart completely, and with that, GG. GG, well played. We're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Getting into game 2, going to be loading into ley lines. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Leading the series 1-0. We'll see if he can claim his win here and now if we do end up in an ace match. Let's find out. The pressure is on. It is Zoun. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Protoss player. The Red Protoss down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Creator. Haven't seen protection with a force field like that. Yeah, the force field can actually, reduce surface area or even just completely cover the pylon to save it from a DT. Likewise, another way to save the pylon is to hold position your units. You can surround the pylon with your own stalkers and try to just buy time to protect it. You can get creative. You can get creative here when it comes to trying to save some of your buildings and buy time for the observer. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Unfortunately, it still dealt enough damage, and again, we had the main army hitting the natural at the same time. So Creator, he wasn't able to defend. But we'll see if we can recover here in game 2. See someone asking about DreamHack Dallas, including StarCraft. Right now, nothing is confirmed. We are still waiting for the EWC announcements. Again, I believe the announcement was pushed back a couple of days. I say a couple of days, like a week, maybe. So, alas, there's still 6 games to be announced for EWC, and we assume that after it gets announced, then the circuit would be confirmed. Until then, we don't really have any confirmation. So it is hard to say. So now Creator, he does open up 2 gates. So far going for a Stalker Zealot opener. Interesting. Does cancel going for the Sentry. Likewise behind this Stalker Sentry. Standard opener out of Zoun. Likewise standard opener out of Creator as well. Nothing too wild. The Zealot initially was a little bit crazy, but again, did cancel. Here we go. As for now, bases are being delayed. expansion faster here for Zoun, and Creator will soon be able to take his own. Soon take his own. Here we go. And interesting setup here. Okay, so we do deviate. We do now deviate. It is going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Creator. Of course, Zoun does confirm with the hallucination. Meanwhile, from the side of Zoun, it is going to be a Robo opener instead, which is also confirmed by the hallucination. So both players, they scout each other. Both players are fully aware. When it comes to these openers, Creator will have map control, as he will have faster blink. Meanwhile, Zoun will have a more defensive setup with faster immortal production. Now, he can be somewhat active if he goes War Prism first, but for the most part, a Robo Opener is just a very safe and very defensive way to play. Adepts are warping in. Again, we'll see if Zoun does open Prism, just to have some form of aggression. Here comes a backup hallucination, checking the third base. Adepts are spotted. Creator getting in position. Meanwhile, going to be Observer first. Observer first here from Zoun. Creator, he just makes sure there's no gateway explosion, there's no crazy 2-base all-in. Zoun is pushing though, and early on, he has a lot of power with this push. What I'm referring to, yes, Blink is on the way, but Blink is halfway done. Without Blink, Force Fields reign supreme. Like, Force Fields can completely slice an army in half and allow you to overwhelm your opponent. So there's a lot of finesse here when it comes to the first engagement from both sides. As both players have sentries, both players have force fields. Shield battery isn't done. Zoun sees an opening. Is going for the shield battery. Does force field the rib, and the shield battery is going to fall. The probes as well. Shield battery goes down. He has more force fields. There's no recall. And Creator, he gets caught with his pants down. He's out of position. He can't defend. He can't save his base. Oh, no. He's locked out, and that's going to be 15 probes going down. Ay, ay, ay. This is very similar to how the last game ended as well, but this is a lot more abrupt. There's the recall. Now he can defend. He had to wait for more energy, but that's 16 probe kills. No. And that wasn't meant to kill 16 probes. That was meant to trade. That was meant to be a back and forth, but unfortunately, Creator just completely out of position. And with that, Zoun has a massive advantage. He's got 44 workers. No. And Creator, he's pretty committed at this point. He has Blink, true. Blink is now done. He can move out across the map, and he needs to get damage done. The problem, though, remember what we said about the Robo Opener? Very defensive, right? He has 2 Immortals. He has 2 Immortals already. Like this is what you want defensively here. Doesn't matter how many Blink Stalkers you have, we have plenty of Immortals. Likewise, Shield Batteries are finishing up as well. You can see Zoun splitting up his army just in case. And he keeps up. Takes down a Stalker. Shield Batteries are now done. And Creator is trying to commit to the fight, trying to lock down one of those Immortals. But the Shield Batteries, nothing dies. Yeah, nothing dies down. He shuts down the army, takes out all the Stalkers. GG, and Zoun will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the upper bracket round 2. GG. GG, well played. Oh, a bit of an abrupt end here to the series. Again, the move out from Zoun was not meant to end the game. Typically, Creator would have an army at the natural. That'd be like a back and forth trade. Maybe they both force fields, and maybe we can pick off like a sentry or 2, a stalker or 2. We trade, then we get into the mid game. But alas, because of the Adept Shade, Creator, who was dragged into the main. His entire army went to the main base. He was completely out of position, and Zoun saw an opening. He saw an opening, went for the kill, went for the force field. GG. GG, well played. If Creator had NG at the natural, then he could recall. He could recall over to save the natural, but alas, there was no NG. There was no way for him to save that natural base, and he lost everything. He lost, what was it, 16 probes? Like 14 to 16 workers went down, and GG. GG, well played. Zoun will claim it, and let's catch up on the bracket here, as that was the only 2-0 of the first round. Let's go. Let's catch up on that bracket as we have wrapped up our first 4 matches of the night. Oh, there's a lot to get into. I know it's a bit of a intense bracket to indulge in, but here we go. So initially, Hero took down Rogue, 2-1. Hero advanced on to next round. Classic took down Shin, and we have our next upper bracket round 2 match: Hero versus Classic in a PvP. Likewise, Clem takes down Cure, Zoun takes down Creator. We have a rematch: Clem versus Zoun. Not in a PvP. We'll fix that up. It's all good. Un momento, papi, un momento. Oh my god. As there we go. As Clem, he only off races, he only plays Protoss against other Terran players, so that should be a TVP there in the upper bracket round 2. Meanwhile, heading down towards the lower bracket, we have a ZVZ mirror matchup. There are only 2 Zerg players in this tournament, and now there's going to be only 1 as Rogue and Shin face off in the mirror matchup. Likewise, Cure is up against Creator in that lower bracket round 1 match as well. Let's go. So no one has been eliminated yet. No one has been knocked out of the tournaments for the time being, but they soon will be. Oh boy, we're getting there. For the time being, though, we're going to be going on a short break. We're halfway through the broadcast. Again, this is a 2-day event. 2-day event. Here, day 1, we are covering 8 matches. We just covered 4. There's another 4. So we're going to be covering the upper bracket round 2 and the lower bracket round 1. So 4 matches remaining. And tomorrow we're going to be back to wrap up the rest of the bracket. I believe it's going to be 6 matches. The reason why it's cut in half is because the remaining matches for tomorrow are going to be best of 5s. Best of 5s and a best of 7 grand final. So this is a 2-day event. We are merely here with day 1. So we're going to be going on a short break. Take this time to stretch your roaches, to hydrate your hydras, tuck in your tempests, cuddle your carriers, and massage all of your marines. When we come back, we'll have the second half of the broadcast, and we'll be crowning our first, in a way, semi-finalists of the event. We'll see you guys after the break. See you soon.